Welcome back, YouTube. And for those who do not know me, hello. My name is Noah, and on this channel we talk about death, true crimes, haunted people, places, and things, spiritual reparations, and how you can fuck around and find out. If you are not subscribed to this channel, bestie, what are we waiting on? Subscribe. Make sure you turn your notification bells on. And if you're not following me on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, follow me there as well. Before we start today's episode, I just wanted to call all of my slot machine game lovers to the front. I have a treat for you. I have been completely hooked on a fantastic mobile game that's been keeping me at the edge of my seat. It's called Cash Rally, a mobile slot app that brings the enjoyment of the casino right to your fingertips. But here's the kicker. Cash Rally delivers the same electrifying experience straight to your phone with top-tier entertainment and thrilling gameplay. This app is a must-try. Believe me, you won't want to miss out. Getting started is easy. Just download the app on your mobile devices. It's free to download and no need to worry about compatibility because it is available on the Apple Store and Google Play. You can also scan the QR code on the screen or click the link down below in the description. I am amazed at the incredible selection of games that they have to offer. I've counted over 40 IGT slots on this app. From the Mystery of the Lamp and Prosperity Link, to the newest game, Samurai 888 Spin Kenji, which is my favorite because it gives so many bonuses. There's a thrilling adventure for everyone, and that's just the beginning. One of the best things about this game is the generous bonuses they give you. I will tell you a story. I will not tell you a lie. As a Las Vegas resident, this is one of the best slot apps that I've ever played. I've been playing the game on my downtime in between editing videos, and I truly enjoy it. So if you love the slots, I highly recommend that you run over to the App Store or Google Play and download it today. Or you can scan the QR code on the screen. On today's episode, we will be exploring a topic that we talk a lot about on my live call-in show that I host with Austin Alvarez, George Carmana, and Mr. Fresh every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Y'all see that plug? We are going to be talking about astral projection. What is astral projection? Well, by definition, from a spiritualist like myself, astral projection is whenever you go into a deep, not consciousness, but consciousness, and you're able to step outside of your body and travel to different dimensions, different places. You can fly. You literally are in control of your itinerary whenever you're astral projecting. So we're going to be watching some TikToks today of people that astral projected and sort of kind of fucked around and found out, but not really, giving us advice if you are a said traveler and all the good things that come with it. And as always, I will be linking every single creator down below. If you're interested in what we call Dream Talk, give them a follow, please, because my next video will be on another very popular topic, which is lucid dreaming. So give these creators a follow. This creator goes under the handle Bao Tran, and he is giving some places in the astral plane that we are not allowed to visit. Like I said, whenever you're astral projecting, you can go just about anywhere except for these places, and just listen to some of the places that he names.
Here are some places you cannot go to in the astral plane. First one is Area 51. All projectors that have tried to go to Area 51, which we would all try, right? All of them have reported there being some sort of astral bubble, which doesn't allow them to go in it. Obviously, this is some form of higher technology, which is multi-dimensional. And we know this is a high likely chance to be true, one, because all astral projectors report this, and two, the CIA has already declassified documents saying that astral projection is real, so. Number two, you can't go to the moon. Extraterrestrials from across the galaxy use the moon as some sort of base in order to conduct their activities on. A lot of them just either observe, or they study, or they mine. It's reported that they actually hollowed it out. Apparently they weren't happy when NASA tried to land there, and when astral projectors go there, they're thrown off with some sort of arm. It's clear they don't want people snooping their bases, and they possibly could have some sort of agreement with the government because they've taken so much precautions to make sure people don't snoop in this thing. The third one is Neptune. For some reason, we're told not to go there, which is actually kind of stupid because now people are going to want to go there more. When you think about it, our whole solar system is actually really strange because we're told not to go to certain planets, and certain planets people go to and they see certain things. Like, it's actually really creepy. If you're an astral projector, my DMs are gladly open, and get ready for part 2. Here are things that you cannot do in the astral realm, part 2. Number 1, you cannot fly through alien spacecrafts. People actually report seeing spacecrafts while they're astral and try to fly through them, but they hit them. Then these beings that are in the craft look at them like they're mad. This is because most ETs have technology which is interdimensional. So their craft is part of that dimension, not the 3D. When you're astral, you can fly through 3D objects, but not 4D ones. Number 2, you can't go to Mars. Just like how 4 more Israeli space chiefs said last year, governments on Earth are working with ETs and underground bases on Mars. These beings also have technology to keep astral projectors away. Basically, if you try and go there, they'll spot you. I was actually DM'd by a few astral projectors and they told me that when they went to Mars, they were chased off by some beings. I don't know how true that is, but noted. Number 3, you can't just visit any inhabited planet. Many civilizations actually aren't fond of human beings, and our energy tends to be lower than theirs, so our energy could actually be toxic to them. Many civilizations just see us as dramatic children. That right there just says a lot on how much evolution we gotta do. Number 4, this one's surprising, you can't just go and visit your spirit guides. Many people astral project because they want to visit their spirit guides, but they're told they're not ready. Human consciousness isn't high enough yet to the point where everybody could just understand the whole reincarnation process. So really, visiting your spirit guides would be useless, and these beings know that. Until you are ready, you can't visit them. Astral projection is real, and if you learn how to do it properly, it's 100% safe. I suggest if you want to do this for real, learn how to meditate and learn about the astral realm first. I honestly can't wait till everybody does this.
Not gonna lie, Area 51, which is right up the street from me compared to some of you that are watching because I live in Nevada, it doesn't surprise me. Hell, we can't even get in there, and there's a lot of things that are in Area 51 that are just totally beyond belief, to the fact or to the point that we have built an attraction here in Las Vegas called Area 15. And if you ever visit Las Vegas, I highly recommend that you go see it. It is definitely trippy and something you probably would see in the astral plane. This next creator is our girl, our favorite, the real Kaya. And she is explaining her first astral projection story. And I'm going to come back and give y'all some tea about my first astral plane experience and how they're very similar.
Okay, y'all asked for it, so I'm finna give it to you. I'm in the process of locking my hair up, so don't mind my hair right now. So I'm gonna tell you my experience, and I'm gonna show you what the astral realm kind of looks like. So I woke up at around 10 o'clock. I made me some malto meals, some breakfast, and I went outside to go eat and sit down and get some sun. So I sat outside and meditated and just stared at the sun for about like an hour. Then I was like, you know what? I just want to take a nap real quick. After meditation, the messages come to me more clear. And the best way to connect to the cosmos is in your dreams. So I get in my bed, lay on my back, and I try to fall asleep. As I was falling asleep, I didn't think about astral projection. I just was trying to go to sleep, which made my body feel more relaxed. I kept saying 1, 2, 3 in my head. I think I fell asleep for like 2 minutes, but then there was this whoosh, whoosh, whoosh sound coming inside of my head when I was trying to sleep. I still had my eyes closed this whole time. It felt like I was going through a tunnel, and it kind of looked like this. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm like, oh shoot, this about to happen. Like, I'm crazy. I'm going crazy right now, but I'm actually trying to stay calm because I don't want my body to wake up. My whole body was vibrating. I knew this was gonna happen. I couldn't freak out because I didn't want it to stop. Okay, so I'm staying very still until this process is over with. And then you just know when it's time to rise up or get out of your body. So it kind of looked like this and felt like this. This is what my room and my bed looked like before I astral projected. But when I sat up, this is what it looked like. Everything was just so bright and just beautiful. So I'm sitting down at the edge of my bed and I'm looking around. I'm smiling. I'm happy. When I tried to get up, it kind of felt like I was on a hoverboard. Like I wasn't on the floor, but I was trying to walk. So I'm like, yes, I'm finna go. I'm finna get out of here. Now, this is my first time doing this. So I walk to my door and I go through my door, walk in my hallway, and I see my sister in the kitchen making pancakes. But then I started to feel like a very, very pounding vibration on my lower back, and it hurted. I was like, I gotta get back to my body. This feels weird. So I'm getting back to my room. I see a black woman in a white dress just sitting on my bed. She was kind of sitting right where my pillows are. And it looked like she was praying. And she was holding my crystals. She was holding this clear quartz crystal. And she didn't really notice me. So I'm still feeling back pain right now. So I see my body laying in my bed. And I'm just like, I'm going to just scooch in right here and just, lay down and get out of here. Don't get me wrong. I was interested in talking to her. But for some reason, I knew that I would come back and see her again. Now, some people be like, stranger danger. But I felt like I knew her for some reason. So I'm getting back into my body. I close my eyes and then I wake up back in my room, and that was it. That was my astral projection experience. So if you have any questions, comment below.
So it's so funny that she says she's seen a soft yellow, very peaceful light. So I happened to accidentally astral project twice in my whole life. In the first one, I astral projected because I was in the middle of sleep paralysis. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm finally up. And then I look back and I see me sleeping and I was like, no, girl, You're too clumsy to be out in this plane. You might let go of your cord, get your ass back in your body. But the second time, it is just so creepy how our like experiences are so similar. The second time I woke up and I wasn't aware that I was astral projecting until I woke up, because I could see around me in my apartment and it was this soft yellow light and it was so peaceful and I wasn't afraid. And it was this older black gentleman sitting in the corner, like cross-legged, like you would do in kindergarten, and he's speaking to me, but it's in a tongue that I'm not familiar with. Like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, I don't speak your language. So shout out to the real Kaya. Me and her have something cooking for you guys, and I'm so excited to announce it. So definitely, if you have not subscribed to her YouTube channel, if you're not following her on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, give my good sis a follow. This next clip comes from an account called Beneath the Surface, and it is of a podcast interview of the rapper Joey Badass. Now, a lot of y'all have seen him in some pretty like gangsta TV shows. He's so fine. But I didn't say that, Mr. Fresh. But he is explaining the correlation between sleep paralysis and astral projection and how he kind of put two and two together with the two phenomenons. Just listen to what he says.
Like, I'm cracking code for a lot of people. You know, sleep paralysis? A lot of people on like the internet say, oh, it's like a demon is holding you down and shit like that. No, it's not that a demon is holding you down. It's that when you have sleep paralysis, you're in between a state where like reality and like almost a dream state. So pretty much that realm is controlled by your mind. And whatever it is that you believe, whatever principles it is that you've adapted, is going to affect your experience. Because it's natural. Once your mind wakes up and your body can't move, your brain automatically goes into a panic state. You can't change that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that a lot of us do the, like it's like fight or flight. Like a lot of us do the fucking fight because of what we're told. Like, oh shit, like there's a demon. Some people like, you know, might even hallucinate. Like I've had hallucinations in that state too. Like you see things, like, oh shit, I fucking see an evil lady or whatever. But that's all based upon your mental state. Like it's literally you versus you. When actually sleep paralysis is a gift because it is literally the gateway to astral projection. Once you embrace the fact that like, you know what I'm saying, you can't move or whatever, once you don't psych yourself out, you remain calm, you know what's the next level? You literally move out your body. You literally move out your body. You know what I'm saying? It's like the government definitely don't want us to know that. Like, they don't, like the government actually classifies astral projection as remote viewing. Because literally, so once you're able to, like in this realm, like you see how we're all up and we're awake, you see how we walked into this building? Now that our consciousness is familiar with this space, we can revisit it as a ghost or as a spirit through astral projection. Bro, I don't know about y'all, but I'm able to fly off my balcony as often as I want to and like go explore the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done it a few times and it's like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger you get. So to all the kids out there, don't be afraid of sleep paralysis. If you're having that, you're actually gifted. You're actually blessed. You know what I'm saying? And you can do wonderful things in this world. Just don't adopt the fucking spookism that they've given us. Because a rightful king or queen must be able to travel between worlds or else you ain't shit. Period. A great tool, once you're there and it's like you're scared or you're panicking, laugh. Yeah, exactly. Laugh in your head. Like laugh at whatever you're seeing.
Who knew he was so deep? Okay, I was surprised when I came across this video like maybe 6 months ago because I've been told that as well. Of course, again, on the Calls from Beyond live call-in show that airs every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, we talk a lot, or we get a lot of calls about sleep paralysis and people seeing low vibrational beings. And I'm starting to kind of change my outlook on sleep paralysis. But it's still scary nonetheless, but I think we need to change the conversation around it because it's too many people saying the same thing. And I can honestly say I was experiencing sleep paralysis when I astral projected. You see what I'm saying? Like I knew I was in active sleep paralysis and then I just surrendered and then I lifted out of my body. But I was very surprised when I seen this interview because I never expected him to be even the least bit. Even if this is just the spirituality that he believes in, I didn't expect that from him. This next clip comes from an account called The Void Hole, and they are talking about the gateway tapes. Now, if you don't know what the gateway tapes are, it is the CIA basically had found out about astral projection and they wanted to study it. I'll let the user explain it because there's more to this.
The Gateway Experience was developed by the CIA in the 1980s as part of its Stargate project. The Gateway Experience was a set of audio tapes that purportedly used a combination of meditation, visualization, and other techniques to train individuals to achieve altered states of consciousness and access higher levels of awareness. The program was based on the idea that the human mind is capable of more than we typically realize, and that with the right training, we can tap into our full potential. Recently, the CIA released a number of previously classified documents related to the Gateway experience, including information on how the program was developed and its potential applications. Some of these documents have sparked controversy due to their references to topics like astral projection and the ability to manifest physical objects through mental visualization. It's worth noting, however, that the Gateway experience has been widely criticized by scientists and skeptics for lacking scientific rigor and empirical evidence to support its claims. While the program may have been of interest to the CIA and some members of the public, many don't consider it a credible source of information or a reliable means of achieving altered states of consciousness.
Now, if you follow me on TikTok, you know that I talk a lot about visualization, manifestation, bringing things to you, like visualizing what it is that you want and truly believing that you deserve it and putting in the work, certain steps to get it. Honey, if y'all not following me on TikTok, y'all missing out on the personal tea that I get. Y'all missing out 100%. And it's so crazy that the CIA studied this over 50 years ago, I think it said. Coincidence? With the CIA, there are no such things. And y'all know what I say. I think the fuck not. This next video is by a user called Ashley Inc. And it kind of follows up on the last video, except she goes into depth, or what I consider depth for TikTok. It is her sharing pages of the Gateway Intermediate Workbook, meaning that everything that they were studying, they found a way to do. And the workbook is now public knowledge because after 50 years, the CIA has to release it. Y'all, just listen.
In case you weren't convinced that we live in a matrix, there are CIA documents that tell you how to contact people telepathically, heal parts of your body using your mind, and remember forgotten memories. And all of the instructions for these live in a document that was declassified in 2003 called the Gateway Intermediate Workbook. In the late 70s and early 80s, the CIA was super interested in studying the psychic abilities of the mind. This document is wild. Look at this. To reduce pain signals. I'll move so you can pause this to read it if you want to. But what is this? Repeat the number 55515. There are diagrams instructing you how to exhale stale, used up energy out of your feet, how to perceive distant events and people, remote viewing. Again, I'll move so you can pause to read this if you want to. But the most interesting thing in all of this is that every single exercise starts with an affirmation. And the affirmation essentially states that we are more than our physical body, contrary to popular belief. Not only that, but the affirmation also asks non-physical entities for their protection. This document was part of the Gateway experiments. I put the link of that in my bio if you want to read the full document. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is there more to this, or was this a waste of resources? And follow for more like this.
Again, a coincidence? I think the fuck not. I am going to actually pull this workbook and read over it because it is literally an instruction manual on all the things that we talk about and how you can use them for the greater good of you. And the CIA been knew about this. People are always saying manifesting is of the devil. Manifesting doesn't work. No. You're just not doing it right. I promise. I've manifested the life of my dreams at this point. You are not doing it right. And maybe the CIA knows something that I don't know, even though I've written ebooks on manifesting. I'm just wondering how this information even got out in the first place, other than the CIA. This next user is called Vampish Virgo, and she is what I would consider a master traveler when it comes to astral projection, because some people do this every night. Like, they go out and seek information. And she recently asked, while she was traveling in the plane, what can I tell my TikTok users who connect with me? And they had an interesting message for all of us.
I astral projected yesterday, and I have a message for everyone who follows me. The second I got out of my physical body, I said, hey, I need you guys to show me something really important that I can relate to the people who connect with me on TikTok. I started traveling straight up through different layers of the astral, and what was interesting is every layer of the astral that I went through, the frequencies changed. So I had to raise my vibration in order to get where they were taking me. Because if you had a lower vibration, you were not able to access the space. But what's interesting too is that the texture of the astral plane was changing every layer, and also the frequencies in my ears were changing too. I had gone through multiple layers at this point. Once I got to the very top, they took me to this room specifically. And in this room, there were thousands and thousands of pictures of people, of spirits who had reincarnated and were currently living on Earth. As I walked around, I saw a photo of a certain individual who was currently reincarnated on Earth, and there was a scale underneath of their photo. It was super strange. The scale was from 18 to 3.6. The 18 represented really low vibrational energy, worry, fear, anxiety, that kind of shame, those kinds of frequencies. The 3.6 represented the highest frequencies that you could have within the earthly plane. But what's interesting, I was like, well, why can't we reach 0? Why can't we reach 1? It's because I think in the astral, when we're aligned with our higher self, that's when we're able to access that level and that frequency shift. But on Earth, we're not able to get past like a 3.6, at least from my understanding from what I saw. So there is a room in the astral plane that documents every single person who's currently reincarnating right now and their current frequency. Wild.
Again, this goes back into manifestation, sort of, kind of, because it is truly believed if you raise your vibration to the vibration, the level of the vibration of what it is you're trying to manifest, then you can achieve it. And someone in the comments was like, could this have something to do with the 369 method? 18 can be divided by 3, 6, and 9. Baby, it gets deep over here because I almost fell out my chair when I read that. This next creator goes by the handle of Sacred Light Wellness, and she is just naming off some of the side effects of, or possible side effects of, astral projection, astral travel, and giving us some advice, warnings, and different things like that.
Astral projection is a really crazy experience. So if you're not into astral projection, quantum jumping, paranormal experiences, and all of the cool woo-woo shit, honey, this page is not for you. So continue scrolling. Now, for the rest of you cool people, I'm going to tell you if there are any side effects to astral projecting. Now, contrary to some people's beliefs, there actually are side effects and negative experiences that you can have with astral projecting. Now, rule number 1, please do not astral project unless you are ready for it. Mind, body, spirit. You are not ready if you're easily broken. Mentally, I mean. And we'll get to that in a minute. But astral projecting, you want to make sure you are in the right energetic state, because depending on the vibrational frequency of you is going to depend on where you astral project to. A lower plane, you don't want to be there. Or a higher plane, you do want to be there. Now, in the lower planes, this place is scary. Trust me, I have been there, and it was very difficult to get out because it just feels so dense and so heavy. And normally when you astral project, you can move very freely and you can fly and do all of these things. And you can easily get from point A to point B with the thought. However, if you go into a lower astral plane, you cannot move through very easily. It is heavy, it is dense, and everyone there will sense you because your frequency, even though it has matched more closely to this lower astral realm, your frequency will still be a little higher because in the waking state and in your more normal astral state, you are vibrating at a higher frequency. So even though you were matched to this lower frequency for that moment, and it could be for multiple reasons, whether you were under the influence of something that just dumbed down your energetic frequency, whether you were drinking alcohol, or you just had a particularly bad streak where you were not in alignment with your higher self, your true self, and you were doing some bad shit. Whatever the case is that led to your frequency reducing, they're going to sense you, and they're going to want to suck the energy from you. So you're going to start being chased. One, some of those people don't want you there. Okay. So some of those entities, they're going to start chasing you. So if you astral project and you're being chased and people notice you, that's a sure sign that you went lower. Now, when you astral project to a higher plane, because your frequency is strong and vibrating at a higher state, that is a beautiful place to be, because this is where you're going to start seeing some amazing creatures. You're going to see a world within our world on top of itself, because remember, everything is happening in the same time and space, all on top of each other. The way that I can best explain this is, think of it like a sheet of paper, okay? You've heard of the theory of like string theory. This is string theory, but think of it more in terms of flat sheets, okay? Each string that connects to the next realm, the next timeline and things like that, think of it like a flat sheet of paper. If you look at it head on, everything is on top of each other, right? But if you flip it to the side, you can see all the individual layers. And so that connects to the next one and to the next one. So when you match to that higher frequency, you're going to start seeing things within your world that your awake eyes can't perceive. It is fascinating. It is amazing to see all of the things that are actually here going about their business. And then this is also where contact happens. You can start talking to higher beings, from like the Pleiadians to the blue avians and all sorts of other beings. This is a really cool experience to have. And this is where you are light. You are very easily moving from place to place. Even with just the thought of a location, you will go there very quickly. Okay. But remember, if you are not ready or prepared to astral project, you need to be ready mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, because when you're astral projecting and you see all of these things and experience all these things, it is mind blowing. And sometimes you could, if you're not ready, get to a point where you are confused and start thinking, when am I actually awake? And where am I actually now? Is it my real home? And how do I get out? So do you see what I mean? It can get very confusing and very crazy. It can make you feel like you're going crazy. So don't do it if you're not ready for it. Don't do it if you're not in a good energetic state, for sure. And if you have any questions because you're on this journey already, ask the questions that you need in order to make sure that you do it safely and wisely. I hope this helps, and good luck traveling.
Very interesting. Okay. Like I said, I'm not a traveler because I'm afraid that my clumsy self is going to let go of my cord, or it's going to detach or whatever. And I don't think I'm ready for that type of spiritual adventure. But I'm going to play the next video, and it's by the same creator. And because my whole thing is, what if you wake me up? What if I'm just snatched out of the plane, right? And I'm going to give you my opinion after I play this next video, because I feel like it's very important that the 2 and 2 go together. I shouldn't even came back just yet. Just listen to her.
Secrets of astral projection. Have you ever wondered what happens if somebody wakes you up as you're astral traveling? Or what happens if you are woken up as you are quantum jumping? When somebody wakes you up when you're in the middle of astral traveling, what happens is that you will start to feel the energy of your etheric body being free, becoming unstable. And what this feels like for me is I can start to feel from my toes, and it slowly moves up my body. I can feel a tingling sensation as I start to realign with my sleeping body, and it begins with my toes and moves up slowly through my body. And once it reaches my head, then that's when I become fully conscious and integrated with my body. So when you're astral projecting and somebody wakes you up, you're just going to feel this very slow tingling process as your body realigns itself, with your etheric body. And then when you're when you're quantum jumping, that's a whole nother story. That's where it gets a little creepy.
Okay, I'm back to give y'all my vagina monologue. Okay. So there's a couple of things that I want to address. There are levels to this shit. And me being as spiritually inclined as I am, I believe that I have been to the lower parts. Because what I did not tell y'all in that last, or a couple videos ago, whenever I say I sat up and I looked and I was sleeping and I immediately got back into my body, I was also battling this low vibrational energy that was on the side of my bed. And I dropped into what I feel like was the lower part of the astral plane. And baby, I don't want y'all to experience that unless you are ready. And that's why I don't travel. And that's why whenever I watch these videos, in my head, I take it with a grain of salt because I'm not ready for that. I know it absolutely exists. I know what they're saying is true. But I don't want to fuck around and find out because I'm not ready. Another thing that I feel like she may have missed, and she cannot be spiritual. I would highly recommend that y'all pray over your vessel being your body, if you are intentionally trying to travel, because I know travelers, and traveling is not bad as long as you are spiritually and mentally ready to see what you're going to see. But pray over your vessel before you do this. Remember, the spirit is out of the body. Okay? It is just open. So before you do this, you need to be praying to the Most High, your ancestors, spirit guides, whomever, and asking them, while I'm gone out of my body, please protect my vessel. I even do this before I go to bed when I'm not, which I've never intentionally tried to do this, right? But I pray over my vessel because I do believe whenever you go to sleep, you go to different realms, different dimensions. You're traveling in the sense, and sometimes we don't know that we are sleeping, but you travel in certain dimensions, okay? So make sure y'all are praying over your body. Now, before we wrap this video up, I was called to tell y'all a story that I told on the call-in show, okay? Because I know earlier I said I only astral projected twice. And now that I watched a video that did not make it to this video because this creator didn't want her content shared. But now that I look back, I think it might have been a third time, and it was in the past week. So boom, I'm sleeping, right? I go into my room. I said, I'm gonna take a little nappy nap. And at first it felt like it was going to turn into sleep paralysis. Okay. And I didn't see anything or feel anything funny. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna surrender. I've been having sleep paralysis since I was 12. Long time. I'm 33 years old. So I'm like, oh, I'll just surrender to it. Right. And I'm dropped into this dream. And I know we just watched The Last Creator and said, like, there are very low vibrational planes, and I think I've been to one, but that's for another story, okay? There are, yeah, it's there. One of the two times I was talking about, I believe that I went to that very low vibrational plane. This last time, a couple nights ago, I fell into a dream, and I was at my mom's house, and at first I didn't realize, like, you went to somewhere that is your mom's house or a depiction of it, but it really isn't your mom's house. And my mom is steady trying to like introduce me to this woman. And I just didn't get good vibes from the woman. And the woman is like trying her best to touch me or shake my hand. And I'm like, no. And then all of a sudden, a little voice in my head went off and was like, that is somebody you don't want touching you. That is someone that is trying to trick you. That is something that is not of this world. That is not of this plane. Trying to play in your face to get you to trust it by using one of the most safest spaces outside of your own house and one of the most sacred people to you, your mama. I can remember being face to face, like maybe this close to her, and she was reaching in for like a hug, handshake. And I stepped back and I looked this woman in her face. And then all of a sudden I had this automatic knowing, you're dreaming. Noah, you are asleep. And that thing is a low vibrational creature trying to make you fuck around and find out. And I looked it in its face and its eyes, and she was smiling at me. And I said, who are you and who sent you, demon? You are not someone that I want to be associated with. And you tried it. You fucking tried it. And you tried it with the wrong bitch. And all of a sudden, her face just dropped. And then it started to get black and shapeshift. Like into nothing other than what I can call a gargoyle. You know, those things that you see on old buildings. But in my head, I don't have a better name for it. So I'm like, what's your name, demon? Because I already know. Once I have your name on my tongue, I have dominion over you. And then I'm literally pushed back into sleep paralysis. But as I'm getting pushed back, because this ain't my first rodeo, I'm like, put my hands up, like square up. Because you're not about to sit up here and play in my dreams or in my face. And we proceeded to tussle in what I'd like to think is sleep paralysis, but it was like we were half in, half out. It was so creepy. I've been having a ton of creepy ass dreams. I don't know if it's what I'm eating or drinking before bed, but I can remember my dreams vividly more than I ever could. And I might just do like a dream video because somebody in the comments gotta be a dream interpreter and tell me what the fuck all these dreams mean. All right. But I think I might have been traveling and didn't realize it and went somewhere I wasn't supposed to. But for some reason, I always have these weird dreams about these low vibrational entities. And I don't know if the purpose of them is for me to come and educate y'all, because I've already been told this is my like life path. I'm supposed to be content creating and bringing light to different things, or if I simply got something right in my back. We don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But it was just a crazy, crazy dream. That is all, YouTube. And if you would like me to cover a topic, person, place, thing, Bigfoot, alien, please leave it down below or email me. I will be leaving my emails. It is theblackcauldronstories@gmail.com. I will be leaving it down below. That is the best way to get in contact with me because there are thousands of comments on all of these videos, but I will get to your topic as soon as I can. Another kind request that I have from you all is to send me creepy stories via voice memo. You can do this by using Dropbox, or you can simply just push record and hope that the file is small enough for you to email. But if not, you can always upload it to Dropbox. I have been trying to work on a project for the last 6 or 7 months for you guys, and I need all of your creepy, cryptid, haunted stories. Okay, I promise it's gonna be fire, and I'm trying to complete it before the end of October. So please, 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 if you got a paranormal story, if you have a paranormal video, email it to me. Like I said, you can upload the clips to Dropbox and then share the link with me and I'll download it from there. And until next time, besties, y'all do good, be good, and stay safe.